Hey y'all, it's your girl Symone and welcome back to my channel. If y'all can see by the title, today is Subbie Sunday, okay? Which means these story times are from my subscribers. It's a subscribers edition. So before we get into this video, y'all, make sure you subscribe to my channel, give your girl a thumbs up and comment down below, okay? And if you don't, sorry y'all, don't forget to subscribe. I'm sorry, I don't want to have to yell at y'all, but you gonna have to make me do it. My sister's calling me right now. But I'm gonna hold on. Hello.
Hey, Shaquita.
Hey.
What you doing?
Nothing. I'm about to record this video really quick. So is it okay if I call you right back? Oh.
Do your thing. Do your thing, sister.
Okay, I'll call you right back.
Alright.
Bye. Y'all see how she just cut me off? Like, girl, fuck you. No, I'm just kidding. All right, let's get straight into it. So, y'all, I'm about to click on this story that's right here. This first story. It's crazy because they sent this story to me today. Wow, I got this story sent today. And the title says, Dealing with a Florida Boy. And when I seen that title, I said, I have to click on this video because for various reasons. Anyway, so let's go ahead and get into this story because I want to see if I can relate to sis. Let's just see. Okay. So it says, I'm going to get right into it. I met this boy at the beginning of the school year, but I didn't really know who he was. He was cute or whatever. He was brown skinned with different hairstyles, dreads, braids, twists, etc. Who could dress, but girl, I would just see him everywhere. And we had mutual friends. So fast forward to a month or two later, we're like associates. We'll dap each other up all the time and just talk for real. So maybe 2 weeks after we became friends, I realized I liked him. And me being an idiot and an Aquarius, I read the situation wrong. I thought he liked me back and shit. So when I saw him flirting with other shorties, my little stupid ass hit him up talking about, are we talking? The combo was crazy, girl. It was just paragraphs back and forth. I wanted to die because tell me why this nigga ain't like me back. The messages happened over the course of a couple of days. So we had school and we would make direct eye contact and everything. Ooh, the worst, especially when you get turned down and then you still gotta see the person. All right, let's see. I'm friends with his sister too, so me and her just acted like it wasn't going on, but me and him just acted like it wasn't happening whenever we saw each other. It was goofy as fuck. So fast forward a month or so later, we just friends at this point. We acting like it never happened until he asked my friends if I still liked him or not, because he liked me. Obviously, as soon as my homegirl told me about this, I caught all them feelings right back. Oh, it's like every time I try to leave, something keeps pulling me back. Y'all said me back. Okay, I'm gonna act like y'all said it. Okay. My bestie at the time was telling me to leave it alone because of what happened beforehand, but I ain't give a fuck. So at this point, we just friends, but we wasn't talking or dating. When he came back from winter break, he was acting like a hoe. Girl, I don't know too much about Florida, but I know one thing about Florida men. No, I'm just kidding. All right, let me finish. All right, where was I at? Sorry. Okay. And I was mad, pressed about it for no reason. Tell me why. The second I fell back, he was chasing the kid, girl. They always do. I felt like we were high-key playing with each other. But it's weird because we'll be mad cute and shit one day. Then act antisocial the next. Is that must be a flirt? It gotta be a flirty thing. All right, let me finish. Sorry. I'm just like, girl, even though this wasn't, my situation wasn't. All right, let me see. This where it gets crazy. Recently, my current bestie told me that he liked the both of us. So as soon as I found out this shit, I fell back harder. That's a motherfucker. I was like, what the fuck? So he kept trying to talk to me and still hug me and all that, but I wasn't feeling it for real. Then he was texting her on some when we gon' link. Like, nigga, what the fuck? This is my best friend. And he think I don't know about all of this. But little do he know we in the cahoots. So she got her hoes and don't even think about him. And not only do I got my little hoes, but now all he is to me is my little school boyfriend. Someone who I flirt with for entertainment, but only at school. High school days, I remember them sis. Anyway, then my stupid ass Then my stupid ass folded when we fell asleep on the phone the other day. It's too much, girl, and I be the one always calling first. Sometimes he'll text me, but it's only once in a while. I can't deal with these Florida niggas because I'm a city girl from ATL. But it's like a cycle and it's crazy. But I feel like I really just like the attention at this point because I cannot take this fuck nigga seriously. And I don't think I will ever. Period. But thank you for reading about my little dumbass. I love your channel. You like a big sister I never had. All y'all listening to her, go subscribe to my girl and like this video right motherfucking now, period. That's what she said. That's what sis said. So y'all gotta listen if y'all ain't did it yet. And my lightings just keep going in and out, so don't mind that, y'all. But I'm just, I don't know. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. It could be a Florida thing, that is something in the water that make them play games. I'm just kidding. I ain't even gonna say that because men just play games. They just fucking annoying. Ugh. Oh my God. But thank you so much for sharing, sis. And I want to just say just a little advice to you. Fall back. Make his head hurt. Because when you fall back and you start doing you, even though I know you already doing you, he really gonna be trying to come back. But that's when you really just gonna be like, skirt. No. Like, it's really gonna be like, boy, fuck you. And that's what you need to do. So let's go ahead and find another story to go ahead and get into. And y'all, I'm really love y'all because I should be getting ready to go out. But instead, I'm about to go here and do these videos for y'all. One says, okay, it's a long story and that's fine with me. It says, hey Symone, love your channel and your story times. Keep on grinding. Sorry for the long story. It's cool, it's cool. So it says backstory. I love a backstory. Y'all, not with my lighting doing that. Like, camera, if I move out, that don't mean do that. Like, so it says backstory. Growing up until the age of 8 or 9, I lived with my mom, younger brother, auntie, 2 cousins, and my nana. At the age of 8 or 9, we moved down the street from my nana, and my auntie moved to a different apartment in the same complex that my nana lived in. Fast forward a couple of years later, I'm 12/13 and we get new neighbors. We'll call them Maria, Chance, and their son Jose. Maria was in her mid-30s and Chance was in the late 30s. Since my mom was friends with Maria, we'll talk and be neighborly until I started to hang out with Maria alone, and my mom didn't like that, but younger me didn't really care. Okay, wait, let me go back. So Maria was in her early 30s, oh no, mid-30s, and then let's see. And years later, so I don't know how old you are, but I think you'll tell me. So let's go. Okay, we about to get the age, so let's get to it. A couple more years passed, and I'm 15/16, and I grew up close to Maria and Jose, but cordial with Chance because he made me uncomfortable. He'd slap my ass a lot and comment on it, and I just brushed it off. He'd do it for a long while, but I didn't want to make a big deal, so I didn't want to say anything until I was 18, getting ready for my senior sunset, and one of my friends was coming to pick me up from their house because I moved from being their neighbor. So I'd visit and spend the weekends there. So there I am about to take a shower, and Chance coming from the bathroom, so we cross paths. And he stops me trying to ask me to sleep with him, and I'm about to brush it off until I realize... Oh, and I'm about to brush it off until he gazes his hands over my boobs and make his way down to my ass. And I say no and get in the shower. Oh, they needed to watch their little freaky ass son, Chance. Okay. As I'm in the shower, I'm crying, blaming myself, and thinking of how to tell Maria that her husband... Oh, wait, Chance... Oh, I'm so... Okay, wait. Chance is the husband. Oh, my God. Jose was the son. So, wow. Okay. As I'm in the shower, crying, blaming myself, and thinking of how to tell Maria that what her husband did to me, I finally get the courage to tell her alone. I ask if Chance is there, and she says no. So I ask if I could talk to her outside, and I tell her through my tears. She believes me at first, and then my friends come like 5 minutes later after I tell her, and she keeps asking if I'll come back to her house, and I say I don't know. She's crazy for even asking that. Like, after you know that your I can't say the word, your sicko husband is doing this, you want to sit here and ask, would you still come back to my house? Like, girl, why? Do you know this is what he do? Okay, let's finish. When I get to school, she keeps asking if I'll come back to her house after I get done so I could say what happened in front of him and the cops. And I didn't want to put myself in that position, so I snapped on her and told her I wasn't going to, and then she called me a liar and accused me of trying to steal her husband, which made me feel like I shouldn't have said anything. No, girl, you was in the right for telling her, and for her to get mad like that, she clearly knows that this man is this something that he does, and she knows this. and she's an insecure weirdo. Okay, let's finish. So I get home and I'm crying to my brother, asks me what's wrong, and I tell him, and he basically says F her, and then my mom asks me the same thing, and I say ask my brother. So she asked him, and I guess he told her because she runs to tell my dad, knowing he just got out of jail. I didn't even know he knew, and I only knew because my grandma called me and told me, and I had to cry, and I had to call crying to get him not to do anything. Come 2020, I saw him and had an anxiety attack and freaked out and tried to get as far away from him as soon as possible. I'm still trying to deal with it but I can't talk about it, and I don't cry, but I just can't see him or I get an anxiety attack. Anyway, sorry for being so long, but life lesson, people will continue to do what they want if you allow them. And I had to learn the hard way. Alright, one thing that I do want to go ahead and say to you is that it's not your fault, and never blame yourself. Anybody else out there watching, if an adult or even somebody your same age took advantage of you, and you didn't want to do it or tried to take advantage of you, it is never your fault. It doesn't matter what you're wearing. It doesn't matter the things you're saying. And when you tell that person no, they know right from wrong. Especially an adult knows right from wrong than to try to mess with a child. And he watched you grow up. That man is sick, and it is not your fault. Don't ever blame yourself. The lady is a fucking weirdo, and I mean, everything happened for a reason, so you should be happy that you got away from her, because it could have really got worse. Like how weird she is to try to call you a liar and to try to get you to come back to her house. It probably was never gonna be no police there. For her to call you a liar and say you try to steal her husband, she didn't want you to come back with the police. Her and her husband was on some weird shit, and that's good you did not go over there. That's just so crazy, and karma is a bitch, and they gonna get what was deserved to come their way. Like, that's just crazy. So yeah, just don't blame yourself. I know it's easier said than done to not have that anxiety or not to stress and think about it no more, but just I want to say, don't blame yourself. Don't ever blame yourself. Anybody out there, do not ever blame yourself. People love to try to victim shame or say, oh, what did this person do, or what did you do, or you shouldn't have did that or that. It shouldn't even come to that, because the person that's in the wrong is in the wrong. The victim is never in the wrong, no matter what. Like, you're never in the wrong. You tell somebody no, they need to know no. Okay, let's get into the next story. So it says, hey girl, my name is how do I say it? My bad. Okay, so it says, hey girl, my name is blank, and it say don't say my name. So okay, I'm not gonna say it, sis. I just want to say I love your videos, especially the ones about Crazy and Joe. So let's get into the story. The main character is my ex. We're just gonna name him Forces. Okay, I'm picturing some dirty white forces that's all messed up. Okay, let's see. So me and Forces met in March of 2021, and So me and Forces met in March of 2021 and was together for like 6 months on and off. When we first started talking, everything was good, like amazing. But then I noticed he started acting different towards me. Like, he would barely want to get on the phone with me anymore. Typical. Once they get you, they forget how to keep you. So me being me, I'ma figure out why this nigga acting weird. So what I did was investigate and found exactly what I needed to find. He was cheating on me, but when he started talking to the girl, me and him was off, but then we got back together. And he was talking to her, but I didn't know until I went to find what I needed to find. And girl, tell me why, when I said something to him about it, he just didn't care. Oh, girl, y'all, that's how crazy it would be. He would be like, He just kept saying, babe, like, boy, get the fuck out of my face. Next thing you know, I took him back dummy, right? I know. No, it happens. It happens. And to make this part short, he cheated on me again on my fucking birthday too, bro. When I tell you I cried, but you know, it's so cool. Recently we just completely stopped talking, which I am happy about, because it's like he had a whole hold over me, and that was the worst feeling. He cut me off for his best friend, but I think they low-key fuck with each other. But you know, I'm thugging. I'm currently in a healthy relationship. Okay, that's it. Bye. I love you in your story times. I just want to clap and say I'm happy for you to be in this new healthy relationship. Sometimes we got to go through the bullshit so we can know how to love properly, or how to be loved properly. Because a lot of times when we go through bullshit and we take people back, it's not that we dumb. Everybody have their dumb phases, but it's not really that we're dumb. It's that we don't know how to love. Like, we don't know what's right from wrong when it comes down to loving somebody, or when it comes down to somebody loving us. We don't know. You know, you sometimes have to go through that to realize this isn't love. Like, you know. And it's good when you go through it and you realize it and you gone, you know, but you can't go through it and keep going through it and keep going through it, you know. But when you go through it and you see this is not it, this is not what I'm going through. And I know y'all probably gonna say, girl, you had a whole bunch of line of exes that did you wrong. Yeah, but okay, I learned from those experiences. It takes time. Yeah, you might keep going after fuck nigga after fuck nigga after fuck nigga after, you know, but you learn and you grow. And after you learn and you grow, it might take you a while, but you're gonna grow. And that's the most important part, is when you start to realize how to love you first. Like, that's be the best part. That'd be the best part. All right, but yeah, I just want to say, sis, thank you so much. I love you too, and thank you for submitting your story. Also, I want to say, I'm happy that you're in a new relationship and that you see that it is healthy, because of course you're gonna know the difference. So I'm happy for you. All right, let's go into the next one. I think I'm gonna do 2 more because I do want to edit these too, and I got a long way to go. When I gotta get ready. I gotta drive far. Okay. This ain't about me. All right, so it says, hi Symone, love your channel, your story times are the best. Okay, thank you, love you too. So it says, so my story happened when I was 18 years old. My husband, yes, I was a young mom and a wife, sent me to get our SUV checked at our local Ford. He was unable to go himself due to work, but kind of gave me the rundown on what to expect. I would ride with the mechanic to point out the noise the car was making. I entered the shop and immediately felt penetrating gaze from the mechanics. It was a stare that sent shivers down my spine in a bad way. He was 6 foot something, very buff in his 20s, and even though he was attractive, the way he looked at me made me feel very uncomfortable. I was praying he wasn't the mechanic I would have to drive with, and thankfully he wasn't. They assigned me a 40-ish man, which made me feel better. We got in the car, and as we were taking off, we heard a pound on the back door. The older mechanic unlocked the doors, and the creepy guy got in. Ooh, no. At that point, I would have been like, you know what? I left my milk on the stove. I have to go. But, okay, let's see. The mechanic was like, oh, you're coming? I got a stinking feeling in my stomach, but I didn't speak up. I felt like I was being paranoid. I hate that time. Ooh, let's see. We drove around as Creepy kept trying to make small talk and was very obviously hitting on me. After pointing out the noises, the older mechanic said we were heading back to the shop, which calmed me down. That is until Creepy started insisting we go to his house. I'm sorry. Y'all, I'm tired of my lighting doing that. Should I read it this way? Damn, at this point. Okay, so Creepy started hold on. We go to his house. Okay. I faked nonchalant and got on the phone as these men were talking about going back for a quick second. I called my husband, no answer. I called my mom, no answer. I called my sister, no answer. I hate when you call everybody and they don't answer. It's like, pick up the fucking phone. All right, let's see. Finally, my brother-in-law picked up. As normal as I could, I asked how my baby was doing and tried to stay on the phone as long as I could. I would say things like, I'll be there pretty soon, then ask the older mechanic how much longer it would be, and he said we would go back now. I sighed in relief but didn't want to hang up. Unfortunately, since my brother-in-law didn't know my predicament, he said he had to go and I had no way of telling him, but I didn't want to hang up until I felt safe. Thankfully, we did drive back, but at this point, I felt emotionally distressed. I drove to my husband's work and cried and yelled at him for sending me there in the first place and not picking up. Yeah, I know it wasn't his fault. No, it's okay, because sometimes you just got to blame your mans. Sometimes you just got to let it out. And then that's what they need to realize. Sometimes they just need to let us blame them and just chill. So it says, after a good 40 minutes of him consoling me, I drove to Walmart to pick up some things. As I stood in line to pay, I felt someone inch super close behind me. As I turned around, I recognized the mechanic uniform, and as I looked up, I saw that it was Creepy. He was standing super close to me but didn't look or address me whatsoever. My heart started racing and I quickly paid and got out. As I exited one of the doors, he was exiting the other, which made no sense. He supposedly had to pay after me. Wow. Now, did he put a tracker? Okay, let me finish. Now, in hindsight, I should have approached a security or an employee, but I was very young, naive, and scared. I just ran to my car, called my husband, and at this time, he immediately picked up. He told me to drive to the police station in case I was being followed, and he would come to get me, and that's precisely what I did. To this day, I don't know if I was truly being paranoid, but I cannot forget the dready feeling. Believe me, I'm no stranger to creepy guys. I continuously have men doing sounds as I walk through the store or stand in line behind me. And I actually have grown And I actually had a grown man grab my boob and try to get into my shorts as a teenager. But I could say without a fault that this was way scarier. I just felt scary. Sorry for long, and I'm loving the subscriber stories and thought I should share mine. Thank you. And even though I'm super late, thank you so much for sharing. Yo, that is so scary. And no, I feel like you're not being wrong. I feel like it's best to just think of the... I mean, it's hard because it's like, oh my God, you don't want to live that way thinking like this the worst. But sometimes you have to think that way. Like, you cannot just think, I wouldn't think that was a coincidence. Like, at this point, you seen, I was thinking that he put a tracker on your car. Like, that is so scary and crazy. And I'm happy you got out of there and that he did not follow you. I'm happy you went to police station. I'm happy you noticed it. I'm happy nothing happened when they was like, go back to his house, because that man for sure was on some crazy stuff. He probably was telling the older mechanic when y'all was at his house some stuff, and the mechanic probably was like, no, like, you know. So it's like, good thing that he wasn't the driver and that you did have the older mechanic, and good thing he stayed in the car. That is so scary, girl. Thank you so much for sharing. Right, so I'm gonna do 2 more stories. So I'm gonna do 1 more of the old ones, and I'm gonna go in the middle for the next one. So let's see. So this one says, hey Symone, this is a different type of story time, but includes my wrongdoings as well as other. I love someone who could admit their wrongs. Okay, let's see. It's a long story, LOL. Anyways, I had a friend of 3+ years, and she was in a relationship. I was a free agent at the time, and she posted me on her Instagram, and a guy asked her for my ad. She gave it to him and also told me he was a guy. She smashed one, so I paid it no mind since I didn't want anything serious. Me and the guy kept talking, and she didn't like that. Keep in mind, she's in a relationship with someone else. And I just want to chime in real quick. And then if she felt some type of way, why did she give him your ad? Okay, anyway. We had a huge fight, and we almost stopped being friends over this guy. So I said I'll stop talking to him and deleted him. Over a time, he reached out to me, and I would let her know, and she seemed fine with it, as if would even and she seemed fine with it, as would even reply together to him while we was out eating. I can't lie, I ended up smashing him once and gave him that guac 3000. I didn't tell her, as I didn't think, 1, it was her business since she had a whole boyfriend all this time. 2, because she was never together. 2, because they was never together. She was never together with him. Smashed once over 4 years ago. 3, this was over 2 to 3 year period of me talking to him. So I didn't think she cared, and I did feel guilty. Fast forward a year later, he reached out to fuck with her again while she was in the relationship, and I couldn't let her do it without knowing what happened between me and him. I owned up to all of my dirt, and I told everything. She was upset. We went out to talk about it, and she accepted my apology. We ate and did hookah afterwards. Little did she know she had started bad-mouthing. Oh, wait. Little did I know she had started bad-mouthing me even after claiming to forgive me, as I stole her man behind her back. Please bear with me. This whole time she is still in a relationship with a whole different dude. One of her friends reached out to me, and I told her the situation, and we discovered she had been telling our personal info and life stories to other people. When confronted, she tried to flip the situation on me and call me a liar and say I'm making shit up. Fortunately, I'm the screenshot queen, so I exposed everything showing she was talking shit about the mutual friend. We now had, and she went into victim mode. She told her victim version of the story to other friends and ours, causing them to pick sides and cut me off without knowing the whole truth. Sometimes I miss our friendship, but other times I value the bullet I dodged. People may judge me for what I did with that boy, which I regret, but one thing no one can say is that I'm a liar. That's true, sis. You owned up to what you did, and it's like, yeah, I was talking for that long. So of course she should. I mean, even though you told her so much time later, you've been talking to him for 2 to 3 years, and she knew that you was still talking to him. So of course she should have known. 2 to 3 years, that's a long time to think somebody's not gonna catch feelings for somebody. Like, that's wild for her to not even think. I would have automatically thought like, okay, they did something. And obviously it's like you clearly didn't. It's clearly like she didn't want the boy, but she probably just wanted him or something because you had him. Because no telling, she probably met up with him afterwards, even though she was talking to him first. But it's like, if you knew you still have feelings for this man, or you felt some type of way, why would you give him your ad? Like, that's even times when I used to post my friends and it'd be thirsty niggas that I done talk to or something like that. They'd hit up, be like, ooh, who is she? And I'd be like, boy, bye. You know, like, if I feel some type of way, I'm not. But if it's somebody, I'll be like, I really don't give a fuck about this person. It was just like, somebody you try to sit back and think like, ooh, I wish that never happened in your head, you know, then it'd be like whatever. But I don't fucking know. I just want to say she should never gave him your ad in the first place. But yeah, thank you so much for sharing, sis. Don't feel bad about it. Sometimes we do miss our old friends, but sometimes we just gotta be like that chapter closed and let it stay closed. Because like, why would you lie after the screenshots came through? Like, girl, sis, be real, own up to your shit. You talk shit about it, like, be real. She could have just been like, yeah, so what? Like, you know. But anyway, this is the last but not least. Ooh, my lighting is making me mad doing that. So don't be mad at me, y'all. It ain't me. This is the last but not least story. So it says, hey, Symone, I watched. And then this one is, let me just give y'all a little warning just in case anybody don't want to hear it. The title of this story is sexual assault. So just in case anybody needs that warning, I just want to let y'all know now. So it says, hey, Symone, I watch your videos all the time. Laughing my ass off. Please do the one about your toxic friend messing with your man. LOL. Okay, so here's my story. Dang, this is how you know I'm super late with these, because I did this story. But yeah, if y'all ain't seen that, go watch it. But okay, let's get into it. So it says, last year I went to a different state to be with my favorite cousin and her boyfriend at the moment. Now it's her husband. Everything was going good until one day they got into a small argument and my cousin was embarrassed because it was me and one of his friends was there with us. A few minutes later, after he cooled down, me and his friend started looking at his laptop and talking about rap beats. He is a rapper. And then she put laughing my ass off. He started touching my butt and I didn't say anything say anything, not because I liked it, but because I was very uncomfortable and I didn't know how to say stop. And that's one thing I want to say too, y'all. Okay, let me finish first. The part shook me was that the fact that he didn't care his friend was right there shaking my head. After that day, he did it numerous times and had even gotten bold with it. He'll do it when it was just us alone, and I started to blame myself for not saying no or stop and allowing it until one night he touched a different area and I got sick to my stomach. I only told my cousin about the last part and she didn't know the whole story, so hopefully I don't blow my cover. I'm visiting them again really soon because they had their second child and I want to see the baby. Not saying the gender for obvious reasons. You're the fourth person I've told. I live in a household where my feelings are taken seriously when I express, so thank you for listening to my story. You're welcome. I just want to say that too. That's one thing I wanted to say. And it's a story that I want to tell y'all about, a situation I've been through, but I've been like dreading because it is a very like touchy subject. But for me, but I do want to say that too. That's another thing where people be like, oh, it's a lot of times people be scared to say something, and that's one thing people don't realize. Like, I feel like as a man or as a woman, if you're touching on somebody or doing something to somebody, you could tell if they're uncomfortable. Like, it's been situations where I've been somewhere with a guy or something and they try to like rub me or something, and I'm like afraid, I've been like afraid to say something, but you could tell the vibe, and the person be like, oh, I'm sorry, like, you seem very uncomfortable, and that's when I'll agree, like, yeah, no, can you stop please, like, you know, like, so really don't blame yourself. That's crazy. I don't know, to each his own, because I was gonna say, couldn't be me. Like, if I knew my man was touching my cousin, I just wouldn't have been having his second child. But you know, to each his own. But yeah, I just want to say, and I understand, and then plus you saying at the end how you live in a household where your feelings are taken seriously, that lets me know that I know you kept this to yourself because it's probably been other situations in your life, probably not with these same people, that nobody took serious, or nobody cared to listen, or nobody cared to help you or be there for you. So you feel like now it's like nobody cares, so why? But I want you to know, like, don't ever feel that way. Just because you probably coming across people, or you are across people that feel like they don't care, or they don't care about your feelings, or they're ignoring it, or calling you a liar, that doesn't mean that you're in the wrong. Just know sometimes we have to know that nobody's gonna have us like we have us, you know? So don't ever blame yourself. I know how it feels sometimes. You just want to get stuff out. So thank you so much for sharing with me. I really appreciate it. And y'all, that was the last story, and that's only because it is 8 and I do have to start getting ready to go out, and I have to drive a while away to go to the location I'm going to. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it here. This video might be put up on Sunday because today is Saturday night. Yeah, so I might edit it all Sunday morning, post it like later in the day. If not, it's gonna be posted Monday. Y'all still gonna get it. So yeah, thank you so much for tuning in, y'all. If you want to submit your stories, submit them to Symonestorytimes@yahoo.com. It is listed down in the description box below. If you still sitting over there and ain't subscribed to my channel, I don't know how many times I gotta say it, but go ahead and click that button because you will not be, I don't know the word I'm looking for, but you will be satisfied here. You will be entertained. Like, I'm promising you will. So thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to click that button and give your thumbs up and comment down below, because y'all know them thumbs and the comment section does help push my videos out to more people. So we need to get this family to get bigger and grow, because we are one big happy family here, and I love y'all. Thank you guys for tuning in.